I hate my neighbours with every fibre of my being as a human. I hate them. I don't think I've ever hated a person before.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for clicking. Kindly subscribe to this beautiful channel. So in today's video, we'll be talking about a trending topic that's been blowing up on TikTok. Neighbors from hell. If you've been scrolling lately, you have probably seen those jaw-drawing videos of people sharing their worst experiences with problematic neighbors. It's shocking, hilarious, and honestly a little bit relatable. So let's break down this trend, why it's resonating with so many people, and what we can actually learn from it. So you guys, I put the videos together so that you watch and learn. I'll be back to share my true sense.
I hate them. I don't think I've ever hated a person before. They are horrific. So we have lived downstairs for 2 years, give or take, and for the entire 2 years, they have been the most inconsiderate human beings to ever grace the planet. If it is not blaring music at every point of the day and night, if it is not stomping around, if it's moving furniture, literally they must rearrange their living room and their bedroom like 4 times a day. I have no idea. Stomping around in shoes on what must be a wooden floor, rowing, like screaming at each other, and then having some of the most performative sex I've ever heard in my life. Their bedroom's above ours. It's delightful. It's just horrific. Like, so annoying. So loud music. I'm not just being dramatic here. Like, I can make out every single word that is being sung. That is how loud we're talking about. It is horrific living downstairs. I just can't even explain. I now fully understand why like sound can be a form of torture, because quite honestly, it just itches this part in your brain that like questions your sanity. You're sitting down one evening to like watch a film, and then suddenly they've got 8, 9 people around and it's a rave on like a Monday night. You just sit here and you go, what do we do? What do we do? Because I'm too British for this shit, I tell you, because I don't want to cause World War Three. I really don't. And I equally don't just want to put up with it. But there is a very rational part of my brain that says they're just living their life in their house. They're fully entitled to do that. But then I think maybe between like normal sociable hours, that's absolutely fine. But what about when it's like midnight, 2 a.m., 4 a.m. in some cases, 6 a.m. music? It's just non-stop. So much so we put a note in over Christmas basically saying, look, don't know if you know that we can hear you. We've really not wanted to be those people, but just wanted to make you aware that we can hear you. Wondered if you could be a little bit more considerate about the timings. Like, we fully understand, live your life, but there's a time and a place kind of thing, Anyway, they responded in what we thought was quite a sweet way. We left our number on the bottom of the note, so or a number to contact us. They messaged back like, oh, I'm so sorry, we didn't realise you could hear us, but we can hear our upstairs neighbour. So I was like, so you must have figured that we can hear you then. Like, it doesn't take a rocket scientist. Anyway, I just fucking hate it. I absolutely hate it. We have a baby on the way. There's a really, really sad, twisty part of me that's going, oh, I can't wait for the baby to be crying at silly o'clock and get them back. But then I just think, no, that's not a good outcome, because the music will probably just get louder, make our life a living hell. What do we do? Like, honestly, what do we do? We've got their number. Do we just text every single time? It's like ridiculous. Do we just accept that we live in an old building and conversions aren't a thing? I mean, they are obviously, but like soundproofing is tricky. I just don't know. Like, I want to be a decent person, but we've put up with this for 2 years. We've made them aware, so they know we can hear them. They just carry on anyway. What do we do? What do we do? What would you do? Please let me know, because it's honestly driving me to distraction. It's the only thing about living in this flat that I detest more than anything. But like, it's a big thing. It is a really big thing. Neighbours, I've been so lucky with neighbours in the past. It's just never even occurred to me that you could get really shit ones, as naive as that.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys can hear my background, but what do you guys do when your neighbors downstairs make a lot of noise? I don't know if you guys can hear that. I feel like he might have Tourette's or something. I'm like not joking, but I feel like he might, because it's just I don't know. It's like he's yelling, he's banging stuff, like, but it's like every couple minutes. And my boyfriend and I have had two, not altercations, but we've had like run-ins with him, like my boyfriend with him by themselves, about the noise, because he has been going to the office saying that we have been causing noise, which is crazy to me. And then a second time this past weekend when the neighbor below him came up to his apartment and asked him to, can he lower the noise down? And he got into a yelling match with that neighbor. And in turn, while they're going back and forth, he brings us up, saying that we're making a lot of noise. So we go downstairs and we're like, what the hell do we have to do with your argument with him? Right? So that turned into a whole other thing. Like it was like a whole big blow up for no reason, where he went back to the office again complaining about us, and we went to the office as well because we want to document it. But he works from home and I work from home 2 days out of the week. So on my days working from home, I'm hearing it all day long. It's like crazy. I don't know what he's doing, but today is like on 20. Like I don't know what else to do. Like, we've been going to the office. It's not, it sounds like it's a health condition if I'm not mistaken, but it's ridiculous. Like I don't know what to do. What do you guys do in that instance? Like, it's crazy. Like, we could even hear this man snoring at night. Like, I don't know what to do.
About the video, guys, I'm just here to share my true sense, like what I think about today's video. So first of all, let's we can talk about the creativity. People have been telling their stories, from dramatic and to real life footage of arguments across fences. TikTok users are turning these horror stories into mini soap operas. It's really like a TV show, okay, but better because it's real. The sound effect, the caption, and those slow moments of pure frustration is comedy gold. You can't help but laugh when you know how stressful this situation might have been. But why is this trend so popular? I think it's because of everyone has a neighbor. Maybe it's the one who never mourns their laws, turning your street into a jungle, or the ones who plays loud music at 3 a.m., turning your peaceful place into the worst place ever. Okay, so these videos make us feel seen. They remind us where we're not alone in the dealing with the chores of shared living spaces. Let's talk about some recurring themes in this TikTok. Noise complaints are definitely a top contender, whether it's blaring music, stopping kids, or barking dogs. Noise can turn even the calmest person into a band of nerves. These Then there are the petty fights over parking spaces. Have you ever seen the video where neighbors put coins or trash bins to reserve spots? It's like a modern day terrible war, but over space. The trend also highlights a deep issue: how hard it can be to confront these situations. Many people avoid talking to their neighbors directly because they don't want to escalate the conflict. Instead, they take to TikTok and vent, and their followers become their support group. It's fascinating how social media has become a tool for navigating real life drama. While these videos are entertaining, they also raise an important question: how do you deal with a neighbor from hell? TikTokers are sharing tips in the comments, from settling boundaries involving local authorities. Some even suggest turning the tables by playing pranks, as through advice against that unless you are ready for full blown neighbor warfare. What's also interesting is the cultural differences in these stories. In some countries, the idea of neighbor interfering in your business is seen as normal, where in others it's a huge invasion of privacy. TikTok has turned these experiences into a global conversation, and it's fun to see how people around the world handle similar situations. Of course, not all neighbors stories are bad. Some TikTokers have flipped the trend by sharing wholesome moments, like neighbors helping each other during emergencies or throwing blow parties. It's a reminder that while bad neighbors exist, good ones do so. Sometimes reaching out with kindness can solve problems better than passive aggressive notes of TikTok rants. So what can we take away from this? First, if you are in dealing with a nightmare neighbor, knowing you're not alone. Second, these stories show the importance of community. Many conflict could probably be avoided if people just talk to each other. And finally, if all of us or else fails, you at least you have great content for TikTok. Before I wrap up, I want to hear from you. Have you ever had a neighbor from hell? Share your stories in the comment section and let us know how you deal with that conversation. Okay, so yeah, for me, I've dealt with a lot of them. So my old house, before we moved to this new house, we were living there. The next house was a boarding house where people who go to colleges live, okay, or stay. So they used to come at different times. They used to come cars at 01, 02, and they come with loud music. Okay, after that they're going to enter the house and start partying again with loud music. So that era wasn't even giving peace. We couldn't sleep because our bedroom was near our window for the sitting room. We could just see everything happening. But we approached them, we went to the authorities. They didn't even take action. Like they took, but there was just nothing. So this is when I decided, like, okay, we need to shift from this place. We need to find for another place because I felt not safe for that place because it's very hard if you don't sleep. How are you going to wake the next morning? You'll be feeling so tired. So that's what I did. I make sure that everything is put in place. Okay, that's how we shifted to a new place. So here it's peaceful, like, yeah, they don't have problems with their neighbors, they respectfully, they don't play loud music, and if they need anyone, we always come together and